what's up you guys, this is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, and today on a live version of #confirmed, Octavia's hype site is finally up, so we get to take a look at all of her abilities, as well as the weapons that come along with her, so let's jump on in. Mallet rhythmically beats damage into nearby enemies and draws their fire. Damage inflicted onto the mallet increases its lethality. So basically, it's a decoy that deals area of effect damage and deals more damage when it's doing its decoy job. So that's pretty cool. Next up is Resonator, and this one I'm kind of iffy about. Launches a roller ball that charms foes to follow it. Combines with the mallet to create a roving ball of sonic destruction. So a part of me is like, alright, so does the roller ball attack enemies or does it follow you? Exactly how does this work? I'm really curious to see. I have a feeling in my bones that this may turn out to be kind of like Mirage's sleight of hand. Some of like the weird tricky things that I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool I guess, but not as cool as, you know, it sounded on paper. Next up is Metronome, which is very interesting. This has a lot of extra buffs to it. It grants buffs to those who consistently perform actions in time to Octavia's music. Time jumps offer a speed buff, crouching on beat grants cloaking, firing rhythmically bestows multi-shot, timed melee swings buff damage. This sounds kind of amazing. However, the only thing is it's all on beat. Now, part of me is kind of like, let's talk about latency. How does that happen? How is it visually communicated to people when beats are happening? Because, you know, not everybody has their sound up, and a lot of people have kind of expressed the fact that they don't necessarily want to hear bad music coming from Octavia, so they may turn the music down. So really, how is this going to be visually expressed for the people who don't want to listen to that music? And how easy is it going to be to fall on beat and for the system to kind of keep track of the fact that you're following on beat? So that's a big part for me that I'm really curious about. Last is Amp. Draws power from the decibel level of sound in the area and uses it to amplify a damage buff for Octavia and her allies. It also doubles the damage and range of nearby mallets. So I love the synergy that is occurring over there. Makes Mallet, well, we'll see. We'll see how lethal it makes Mallet, to be real with you. But I'm very curious how it's how the decibel sound is calculated. Is it through like maybe how much your weapons are firing? Should we bring fast fire rate weapons with oh my god, Octavia, just so that we can keep like a consistent sound going? Like, how is that gonna be? I'm very curious. Her kit sounds really interesting, and some parts of it, like I think Mallet is gonna be pretty damn good. I think Metronome is gonna be very interesting. Resonator for me, hit or miss. We'll see what happens with that. And Amp, I wonder if it's a toggle or if I wonder if it's just cast straight out of the gate. But either way, I think it's gonna be really interesting to see exactly how much damage it buffs depending on what's going on. Maybe it'll turn into kind of like Absorb levels, where Absorb has like a baseline of the amount of damage it does, and then it works up from there. So that's kind of like where I'm leaving that. Next up, we have the new weapons, which is the Pandero and the Tenora. Now the Pandero, it sounds interesting, but I really don't know how it's expressed. It's a deadly semi-automatic pistol, and its alternative fire shoots remaining magazine bullets in bursts. I don't know what, in like one burst? How many bursts? Because when you shoot the remaining magazine, you would think that you would shoot all of them at once, but apparently it's shooting the bullets in bursts. So I don't know. It sounds very strange to me. This one could, hey, I'm up for interestingness all around. Next one we have the Tenora. The Tenora is an automatic rifle that ramps up fire rate and accuracy the longer you hold fire. I love this because it is completely counterintuitive to how much, fully automatic rifles work. Usually when you hold down the button, like you start getting a lot of spread and you get a lot of recoil, so your aim starts wavering. But legitimately, this is like the opposite. It's like just hold down the bullet. Just hold it down, everything will be okay, the accuracy will improve. But this one, interestingly enough, also has an alternate fire. Alternate fire is a powerful single charge shot. So I can't wait to see how that works. It's a charge shot. So is this going to be like a projectile-based energy weapon? What do you mean by charge shot? Or is it going to be similar to the Euphona Prime? Because that's what I'm kind of seeing here. I'm kind of seeing some references to Euphona Prime, and I find it really interesting. The next thing that kind of goes along with that is the webcomic that's actually up. As you can see, I've already read mine, but what it's basically going to be is a webcomic that I thought was going to be tied to the next big update, which I thought would be like the next version of War Within or the War Without or whatever. But apparently it's tied to Octavia. So we get a comic page every day, so of course we have to keep coming back and keep reading what's going on with the comic. Unfortunately, I should have like, look, can I actually go backwards? Can I go? Yes, I can go backwards. So it looks gorgeous so far. I love the animation style and the Orokin look gorgeous. So this should give us some lore on the game, which I'm very, very excited about. There is also, what is this? The new guest. This is going to be actually doled out to us via Cephalon Suda. So we already knew that was happening. And last little bit we have is the new fashion frame feature where we get to take pictures of our fashion frame. You guys have all seen this before, so this should be no surprise to you, but it will be going live. Now, I actually went ahead and checked on the forums to see if there was any news as to when it was going to be released, and so far we haven't heard anything about it, which kind of like hurts my soul because I literally thought it was going to be like released today. So part of me is like, alright, well this almost makes me feel like maybe it's not going to be released today. A lot of people are saying that it's going to kind of go in time with the comic, like, you know, how many pages left with the comic is how many ever more days that it's going to be happening. I'm really hoping that it does come out sometime this week so that we have some Warframe content on the channel. Now, as you guys know, I've been doing a lot of Mass Effect things, and don't think this has nothing to do, don't think that this has, that I'm trying to get away from Warframe. That's one thing I definitely want to point out. It's just that right now, there's not all that much that I feel is important to talk about in Warframe. I love Warframe, but right now, if I was to put out a video on Warframe, it would just be because I'm trying to get views off of it. Like, for me, I've said everything that I wanted to say. I, you know, have revisited all of the things that I currently feel like revisiting. So at this moment, it's kind of like Warframe, balls in your court, waiting on, well, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Let's see what you got next up. Because I'm really excited about Octavia, and I can't wait to see, like, just how the fuck she works. And I can't wait to, like, get all of that music. Listen, if y'all are composers out there and y'all can make some really good music, send that shit my way, because I want to hear it, and maybe even feature it. Well, maybe we'll do like a Bardframe shitpost where we just post all of the music that I think is amazing from you guys, and maybe give your IGN so people can hit you up for it. I don't know. Either way, really, really excited about Bardframe. I can't wait to see all of these new features come out. But really what it comes down to is I'm just waiting, and I'm having a whole lot of fun in Mass Effect. So expect more videos on that, maybe even some build videos if you guys are interested for Mass Effect, because there's some really interesting synergies in there. But I think that about does it for now. I'll leave the link to the Warframe page below where you guys can experience it yourselves instead of having to stare at this video with my face on it, because I know that not everybody's the fondest of this mug. But as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. And apparently get it on camera too, because we got the new Captura feature coming up. Anyway, I will see you guys and talk to you guys very, very soon. And hey, if you're looking for something to pass the time, I've got the Mass Effect 3 playthrough, so definitely check that out. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.